welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. I will be doing a tarot and oracle card reading for you today for whatever energies are coming through. I will start with the Folkloric Forest Tarot. This one's been calling to me lately. We've got the Star in all of her unclothed glory. I like how she's in the woods here, very Artemis, going into a pool for bathing. I use the other hand for this. You can see there's a pool here to go for bathing. A nice, beautiful spot in the woods. There might be someone else in there with her, but I can't tell what this is. The Star is a time of in-between. It's after all of the destruction of the tower, and before that, the devil and death and all of the things in your life and around you falling away that no longer serve you and that were illusions to begin with. The Star is naked in most depictions because she's stripped away of all of the things in life that weren't true to her, weren't true to her journey. And she is, as she came into this world, she did not need all of those things to sustain her. And then she goes forward into the last phase of the metaphysical rebirth and coming out as herself, cleansed by fire. So we're going to start with the really deep stuff, it seems. The Star has been coming out lately. This one just flew out into my lap. The Seven of Fire. This is hounds fighting. That actually might be a bear in the middle, the brown one. It's from one of those many hunting oil paintings. These are all from paintings that she took for this deck from that period of time where they like to do lots of hunting paintings. There's going to be an emergence coming out of all of this, that where you start to see people's colors, where you start to see the difference between you and others. And some of you may wish to still cling on to old relationships that had been really nice before, but the more you emerge, and one of the hardest things to do is to realize that you're not like them anymore and they don't understand you anymore. Maybe they never did, because you've changed and you've come out of something profound. And it's important in that time, as you realize that it means a huge sacrifice of your old life, you need to seek out something new to replace it. You need to seek out new relationships, friendships, family, to maintain community, to see yourself and others, to feel understood and seen by others. And it's very important. They're saying, don't sleep on this. A lot of people think that they can hold on, that they can maintain old friendships, that they can maintain old lifestyles, old ways of living, and it just doesn't ever work out. And the more you try to convince yourself that you're the same person, the harder it is. And it can actually result in conflict as people become very uncomfortable with who you are and what you've gone through because of the mirror it shows them of their own life and the struggles that they refuse to go through and the work that they refuse to do and the cleansing that they haven't gotten yet. The Lovers came out. It came out the last time I used this deck as well. Remember that it was a choice. You've always had free will, and you knew that you wanted to strip away the old layers. You knew that you wanted to go through all of this. You knew that it would not have felt authentic to live, I want to say in infamy. It was to live in illusion, to live in a place that wasn't true, to live outside of truth. You went through what you did, and you chose it because it felt true to you, because you didn't like the discord of living a lie, whatever it was. You constantly wanted to be your truest self. You constantly wanted to be valid, or maybe even validated as what you are. And you were constantly going down into yourself. There's things belonging deep into yourself to find out who and what you are and bring it out. And not everyone has that drive, and not everyone does that work, because it's hard, and they would actually just rather get drunk a lot to forget the fact that it doesn't feel right not to live your own truth and to feign these emotions people go through, these dances, these desires, the aspirations of what success is and what they're going after, only to find out that it was never even something that they wanted in the first place. And it was to impress a bunch of other people who also don't think that's success, but just buy into this collective idea. So it was a choice of yours to go through all of this, to have the dark night of the soul, to hit rock bottom, to grow into something else entirely. And it's very new. These flowers are just sprouting. They've just got like the one stalk. They're very delicate. And they won't be around for very long. But they're real. And they're beautiful. And they exist because of you, because of what you did. And flowers are one of people's favorite things. It's the great irony. People love flowers for their beauty and their delicacy. But you also have to take care of them. You have to make sure the environment's right for them. You have to get them at the right time, because they're not out for long. You are something very special and unique because of all this work you put in. And a lot of other people will be triggered by it because they're not like you. The Four of Water came out in reverse. You are not alone. Do not feel that you're alone. Do not feel that you have struggled only to be back where you started. Don't feel that you're destitute. And you're not in the middle of your journey. You have completed the journey. And while you will continue on, you don't have to do this work anymore. You have built it, they said. You have built it, you have transformed, you have your wings now, caterpillar. And no one can take those from you. And you don't have to do that again. You are not alone. This is why they're encouraging you to find your soul family. Now that you've come to this point of nakedness and the star, you are surrounded by beauty. And part of the point of going deep down, as you did, was to be able to see the beauty, not to get distracted by the capitalistic type things that people told you should find important or beautiful or worth aspiring to. But the real beauty, the nature around you, the love of people, the good humor, art, the true beautiful things that are priceless, and the gifts that you can give to others and see mirrored back in you. Why would the butterfly want to keep their caterpillar friends? Queen of Water. I believe this is a mallard, female. When I was growing up, we had a lot of this like hunting type decor in my house. And we had two wooden painted mallards, a male and a female, sitting on top of the television. The males are a bit prettier. They've got these navy blue heads and this green on their backs. Or maybe it's the other way around. They're very pretty. The females, on the other hand, are brown to blend in with the marshy sides of the water. They're found in, I think, estuaries, so there's like a lot of water in an area that's not quite land but not quite water, lots of cattails kind of thing. So they sit in the reeds on their eggs and they blend in so as not to be seen. And they're saying that's what you've been doing, hatching your little eggs where nobody could see you. But that's the most important part, is the eggs. Entire species are built around reproduction. And as the queen of water, you have been mastering your emotions. And you've done a good job, they said. You've really come to know yourself and your strengths, they're saying, and your weaknesses. But it's going to be very useful to know your strengths. We got 2 here. The Hermit, unsurprisingly. And the 8 of Earth in reverse, which is an empty barn type of room where the work happens. The 8 of Earth is about hard work. You can see this is probably a farrier studio or something like that. But they're saying you did the work in isolation and solitude as the hermit, as the bringer of light. See, the hermit always has his lantern to guide the way. And here is, I believe for this reading, a journal or a diary where you've kept your thoughts and examined your skull. And now you can share with others. The time has come. In the background, this wooden thing is an hourglass. The time has come to share your light with others. There's no light here because you are the light. You don't need to be in your workshop anymore. There's the workshop. Because it came out in reverse. Now you can come out. On the bottom of the deck, we have number 12, the sacrifice. This was your sacrifice. This is a pigeon. You made the sacrifice, and below it is death with the dog at the grave. You've mourned a part of yourself, and you're going to mourn more. Maybe that's what you're doing right now. Thinking about the friends that you're going to lose, the life that you had, the way that you can never return to that happy state because you know too much. But it was a sacrifice. And you made it because it was worth making. Because it was your truth. Because it was beautiful. Because you had messages. Pigeons were, I think they still are to some extent, message carriers. Tie your little parchment here to their foot and you can send it on its way. But something else came out of that. Below this is the Page of Water, which is always a very whimsical card, a very colorful card. Diving into the depths. You found something there within yourself in the waters that's beautiful. And you don't yet know what to do with it. But that's why you did all this work. That's why you made this sacrifice, this ego death, this death of your old life. Because down in the depths, you found colors. And you found something else that was a part of you that shocked you. And now you go on a new journey. Next card is the Fool, with a prettier bag, and bells, and feathers, and all the things that you've collected on the way. Now is your beautiful new journey. And you're gonna love it, they say. But first, take your time, rest, recuperate, notice the beauty around you, and seek out those who are like you so that you do not feel so alone. Because it's going to be beautiful and you're going to want somebody to share it with. I will stop it there. I love you, and I'll see you very soon.